Before I let you go, sir, the conversation in college is all about Lane Kiffin, his choice between staying in Ole Miss and Florida and LSU throwing tons of money at him, and when he's got to make a decision. And there's an Ole Miss playoff run, and yada, yada, yada. Is the pro game also in his mix? Is there anything you're hearing about the NFL being part of his decision-making process? Tom?
There were rumblings months ago that perhaps there might be an opportunity that would intrigue Lane in the NFL. I have not heard anything substantive on that front over the past, I would say, month or so, in large part because you've got, one of the top agents in the college game, Jimmy Sexton, who is currently managing a multifaceted push for a coach who's having the best year that he's ever had at Ole Miss. It does not sound like at this point. I know there's logical connections that can be made to a certain quarterback who's now in New York with a team that has a head coaching opening. I have not gotten that sense. You never say never on any of these things. I do believe that this is a unique year, and I wrote my annual Rising Young Coaches story last week. There is not a Ben Johnson this year. There is not a slam dunk. This guy is going to get a job if he wants one. He's definitely going to have one. We don't have that in this group. There's also not a Mike Vrabel, where it's everyone just kind of assumes, okay, Vrabel takes one and Ben takes one. Now who takes the other jobs? So there are a bunch of young coaches that I think are going to be in the mix. There are some names that I don't know that are getting a ton of attention right now that I think are going to end up at minimum getting interviews for jobs. There will be a bunch of former head coaches that are in the mix. Mike McCarthy, I would say, stands alone as a Super Bowl champion who is currently not coaching. He's living back in Green Bay. I've seen him a couple of times up there, including I ran into him in the loading dock at the Packers-Eagles game 2 weeks ago, which was kind of funny. It was on his birthday. And I said, Tom, and I'm like, What are you doing here? He's like, oh, it's a great game. Like he's loving, having that opportunity with his family. They love Green Bay, but he's just, he's around town. But I can tell you, Mike still wants to coach in the right opportunity. He would be very interested. And he's got some, qualifications on his resume that no one else has, which is number one, building two programs in the NFL, both of which broke through in his second season at the helm. He's won a Super Bowl, perpetually in the playoffs, won over 60% of his games. Mike is absolutely, I believe, going to have interviews. He's going to be selective. He's not going to take any job, but there are some opportunities out there that I believe are going to intrigue him. And beyond that, Jeff Hafley's having a great year with the Packers as the defensive coordinator, former Boston College head coach. Matt Nagy, some of the other coordinators who have not had head coaching jobs like Lou Anarumo, Matt Burke, Anthony Weaver could be. He's had interviews in the past couple of years here. But those college coaches, when you have, Rich, those no clear frontline candidates, and I fully anticipate we're going to be at the historic average of 6 or 7 openings this year. Does somebody make a run at Marcus Freeman again, the Notre Dame head coach? Over the last 2 off seasons, both times there have been teams, the Raiders a couple of years ago, the Bears last year, who were really intrigued by Marcus Freeman because of his age, because of his leadership, because of his X's and O's knowledge. I would say that's a name that's more likely to come up than Lane Kiffin. But in the wide world of crazy coaching moves here, Rich, who knows? There could be some other things that we're not anticipating that pop up sometime here in the next couple of months.
Belichick? Blank check? Belichick?
Bill Belichick, I keep saying it, and he can have somebody post statements for him on Instagram about
just say Lombardi's name by
NFL
name.
jobs.
Just call Mike by name. Just call Mike by his name. It's okay. Go for it.
I don't know if it was Mike.
Okay.
There were some typos in the statement.
Okay.
Bill would absolutely be
Tom.
Interested.
Yes.
He would absolutely listen in certain spots, but somebody's got to be willing to do it. And I know that I've said this before. I said it on game day morning. I'll repeat it again. If Bill takes a job, it's not going to be. You're not going to hear the second week of January, Bill's doing a first interview and Bill's going to be a finalist.
Yeah, none of that
anymore. It will just be the whole process will take place. He's not going to get wrapped into it like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Someone will run an entire process. They'll get to the end. They'll go, we don't know who to hire. And then an owner will go, let's just go get Belichick. And one day, hopefully, I'll be the one that's reporting Bill's on a plane to City X, and he's going to take the job. That's what it's going to be. Dark of night, in the shadows. Until then, it'll be deny. But is Bill Belichick still open to coming back to the NFL? I would tell you, based on everything I know, absolutely.
Tom, thanks, man. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you throughout the weekend, obviously. Good to chat. You're the best, man. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.